Mary, thank you. And tragically, with many kids at home right now, experts are seeing an increase in the number of drownings over this spring season. Michael Haggard joining me right now with the National Drowning Prevention Alliance, joining us with some tips to prevent this from happening. But first, Michael, thank you so much for being here. Tell us, what are some of these truly disturbing numbers you're seeing this time compared to this time last year with some of these drownings?
Well, it's really extraordinary. Thank you for having me. 70% increase over the last 2 months of child drownings. And if you think about it, it's because of the access to water. Kids aren't in school. They're not going to basketball practice or after school activities. So they're more time at home and walking the streets and biking and doing those types of things makes the exposure to water that much more than we're used to seeing.
And so many parents, families just very distracted right now. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of different things going on. What is some advice that you give to parents, to caretakers, to make sure this does not happen with their own families? What can they be doing right now?
Absolutely. Well, it all starts, obviously at home. And we always encourage parents. I mean, supervision is number one. The problem nowadays is that, mom or dad is working from home and they're running to that Zoom meeting or in the corner of their house where they're trying to concentrate, and kids are getting outside sliding glass doors and they're getting into residential pools or apartment pools. So getting a pool alarmed on your sliding glass door, an alarm that will alert you that someone's opened the door, is really key. You can have a pool fence around your residential pool. That also will be great. A lot of these apartment pools are supposed to have their apartment pools locked. Problem is they're not locked very well and kids are through the gate. So make sure you inspect the water that your child might be able to get around in your apartment or in your area.
And of course, Michael, we here in South Florida, we are just surrounded by water, pools, ponds, all of that. It is always a concern. Tell us, though, that's not the only concern necessarily. There are some dangers inside the home as well.
Oh, absolutely. One thing that scares everybody in South Florida is the accessibility to canals and lakes. So you got to tell your kids to really be careful around those bodies of water. But we've also seen an increase in people, because they're trying to find something for their children to do, buying inflatable pools. And if you leave 3 inches of water, 4 inches of water in an inflatable pool, that's a drowning hazard. If you don't empty the bathtub and you go take that Zoom call at 10 o'clock, your child gets in the bathroom, there's 4 inches of water, that's a drowning hazard. So really, it's scary, but they're around the house so much more. You've got to really safeguard your house. Any type of water is a threat, and you really got to pay attention to that.
And do you have some just easy rules to live by when it comes to our phones, which are incredibly distracting, and our children, which need all of our undivided attention?
Absolutely. I mean, you see folks using their pools more than ever, which is great. I mean, that we need to relax during this time period. Leave your phone inside. Facebook, your group text messages with your friends, it's all going to be there. But if you're at or near the water with your children, especially in this time, just leave the phone away. It'll be there when you get back, I promise.
Michael, all good advice right there. These are some disturbing numbers to think we've seen such an increase from last year this time to this year in the number of drownings. Michael, thank you for joining us. If you'd like more information, a lot of resources from the National Drowning Prevention Alliance on their website. Just head to that site in order to get the very latest information. We want to make sure our children and our families stay safe.